again, Amanda here.
And I'm so done with watching innocent people get shit on like this.
I am truly sorry from the bottom of my heart.
This company fucked up my life hard. And I'm not the first person they hurt, and I sure won't be the last.
My goal is to get somebody on that's a big anti-mlmer on YouTube who will listen to this story and tell it for what it is.
This video is sponsored by HelloFresh. Hey, it's the holidays. You're busy. I'm sure you want to taste the flavors of the season, but you can't find the time to meal plan, grocery shop, and cook, right? Well, have you considered letting HelloFresh do all the hard work for you? If not, you should. You'll get fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. Quite frankly, it's the easiest option to get to experience seasonal flavors all year round. And during wintertime, there's nothing better than cozying up with a comforting, home-cooked meal. Recipes like chicken ramen in shoyu-style broth and peppercorn-crusted beef tenderloin make it a no-brainer to skip on paying for takeout. And I mean, who needs takeout anyway? I can honestly say that every recipe I've ever tried from HelloFresh is way more delicious. And they offer so many recipes to choose from each week to help you break out of your recipe rut. This point is a huge one for my family. My husband's vegetarian and I'm not a big meat eater anyway, so HelloFresh keeps us from eating the same old vegetarian foods over and over again. They keep food interesting and we love that. You also can depend on HelloFresh when it comes to saving you time this holiday season with their wide variety of quick and easy recipes, including 20-minute meals, easy cleanup, and low prep options. And of course, I have to mention their sustainability. The packaging HelloFresh uses to ship your food is made from already recycled content, and their pre-portioned ingredients means that there's no food to be wasted. So what are you waiting for? Try HelloFresh today! HelloFresh is offering you, my audience, a sweet deal. Go to HelloFresh.com and use code SavannahMarie14 for up to 14 free meals and 3 free gifts. That's HelloFresh.com. Use code SavannahMarie14 for up to 14 free meals and 3 free gifts. Thanks again to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. Now buckle in, it's time for a wild ride. Before we start this video, it's very important to the integrity of this channel that I make this disclaimer. I am an independent investigative reporter. I am not here to put anyone on blast or harass anybody or defame anyone. I am simply here to report on provable facts with evidence to back them up. That being said, I've talked to many people in the making of this video. I've been told many things, many concerning things. I've had multiple stories corroborated to me by multiple people, but this company has been known to take legal action against anyone for anything. So for this reason, I'm leaving out a lot of pieces to this story where the only proof I have is anecdotal evidence. Without concrete proof of what I've been told, it's against my best interest to report on these things. If you're someone who may be closely tied to the situation and you notice that I've left something out that you have evidence to support, please send that evidence my way and I'll be happy to make any follow-up videos as needed. But without something solid to stand on, it would go against my journalistic integrity and best legal interests to put them in this video. I hope you all understand and that you also take this disclaimer to mean that there is almost certainly more to this story, and I hope this video will encourage others to speak out. Everything else presented in this video are just my personal observations based on the information I've been given and my opinions formed based on that information. Welcome to a very puzzling deep dive. I've gotten many requests to do this company. It goes by many names. You may have heard it be called Kalo Jewelry, Reveal Products, or Rain Beauty. They no longer operate under the name Kalo anymore, but you'll still see this name pop up here and there. More on that later though. Trust me, jumping into this company has proven to be much more difficult than any other MLM I've ever covered. The timeline of these 3 company names were nearly impossible for me to piece together without the help of my informants, most of which wish to remain anonymous due to fear of legal action, but trying to organize the publicly available information information on these companies is like trying to detangle a ball of thread that's the size of an elephant. If you're someone who has found their way to this video by doing their due diligence and researching these companies before you join them, I want to explain what kind of business it is that they operate. Reveal and Rain operate as multi-level marketing companies, or MLM. You can find hours and hours and days and weeks of content about them on this YouTube channel, but as an extremely shallow way of explaining it to a newbie, MLMs are essentially pyramid schemes that operate legally by the use of loopholes. In most cases, and in this situation, the product is the loophole. But ultimately, you're not going to make life-changing money without recruiting. And as you'll see later on in this video, the products are cheap DIY Pinterest craft level pieces of crap. It's not worth your time or money, and I'd suggest passing on this opportunity. But that is just my opinion. As always, continue to do your own research. Don't just take my word for it, although I think my word has a lot of merit in this situation, but I digress. Before I talk about the products though, we gotta back up. I want to introduce you to the CEO of this mess, Amanda Brunson, previously known as Amanda Blockson and Amanda Charnley. Charnley? I don't know. She's a serial MLMer, dating back to as early as 2011 with It Works. She has multiple LinkedIn profiles, so from what I've pieced together, she started in 2011. By 2012, she was Presidential Diamond, which is the second highest rank in the company, which as of 2019, it's been reported that only 0.1% of It Works distributors make it to that rank.
Hey guys, Amanda Charnley here, Presidential Diamond with It Works. Our lives are so different thanks to It Works. A year ago, my husband Brandon was changing tires for a living. I was a stay-at-home mom, and we were both full-time students. And the debt was piling up, and the bills were never on time. And so when I was approached with It Works, I just jumped in with both feet, because anything that this could do for us would be better than where we were at. Our income right now is more in 1 month than it was all year last year. We're in this for the long haul.
It's not exactly clear why Amanda left It Works, but by 2014, she was on the Unique train. She posted about it through May 2015. This seems to be the last video Amanda posted about Unique, and I'm literally just basing it off of those lashes, honey. And then sometime in June 2015, she jumped ship to the Tyra Banks MLM, which no longer exists. Yeah, girl, she was one of those beauty tainers giving tie-overs to anyone who sent a smize her way. She found great success yet again by becoming the first platinum rank in Tyra Beauty. During this time, a new Facebook page emerged in October 2015 called Amanda Blockson Network Marketing Pro. Yeah, that's correct. Just like any successful MLMer, she went on to try to have her own network marketing training course so you can learn to be successful just like her. Except we all know by now that these courses are scams, right? You pay hundreds of dollars for a successful Hun to basically tell you how they recruited so many people. All of these tips you get from them are always ones that you can find for free online and other successful MLM distributors, but since it's behind a paywall, it seems special, like there's some magical method that you have to pay to have access to. Here, I'll save you some money. In order to be successful in an MLM, you have to put all of your morals and ethics aside, because you're going to have to manipulate people into joining your team by feeding them biased information about the business, telling them they need to read self-development material, and controlling the information they consume by calling anyone who disagrees with MLMs an uneducated hater. There you go, I saved you hundreds of dollars just now, you're welcome. This video is posted on her network marketing page, and I just thought it was the nastiest, most manipulative thing I've seen in a minute. Her course was called Sponsor 100, where she promises to teach you how to recruit 100 people into your downline. She's very blunt and tells it like it is. This can be a respectable trait to have in some parts of life, I'll admit, but here it's like she's openly admitting to caring about money over people.
What if I told you that in order to become a six-figure earner in the direct sales and network marketing industry, that you need to personally sponsor 100 people? Does it give you a realistic expectation of what you need to do? Because if I can tell you how to do it, will you go do it? This business is a numbers game. It is a numbers game. You have to consistently recruit people. If I can teach you exactly how to do it, Will you go do it?
This course ran for $229, $169, nice, if you bought in early, and then they sold the course on playback for $229. The page hasn't updated since June 2016, shortly after she announced she was leaving Tyra Beauty. Again, it's not clear when or why she left. She made a I resigned video about it on June 14th, 2016, but didn't say anything specific. She does make it sound like she left because of something appalling that happened, though.
Hey everyone, Amanda Bloxson here. I just wanted to put out a quick message to you to let you know, so that you hear it from me, first and foremost, that I have officially resigned from Tyra Beauty. I am going to spend the next few days, figuring out what exactly my next move is, what my next career plan is. Luckily, I am fortunate enough to be able to take a minute. I've been unhappy for a very long time. I've been distant from my team for way too long. It's actually unacceptable, the amount of disconnect that I have had with my team because of the level of unhappiness that's been there. But as a professional in this industry, I am actually appalled at what I have witnessed here.
This is just speculation. This is not made to be taken as fact, but the timeline adds up to say that maybe her network marketing course had something to do with it. Maybe she started receiving criticism from her team for spending too much of her time doing this course instead of working her Tyra biz. Maybe this business venture of hers was somehow against Tyra's policies and procedures. That wouldn't surprise me. MLMs tell their distributors that they're not allowed to even think about other companies without fear of being terminated, like all the time. Paparazzi is infamous for this. I'm just saying the timeline checks out to say that maybe the network marketing course was involved, but I don't know that for sure. It's just speculation. Anyway, I shit you not, guys. The next day, June 15th, 2016, Amanda announced that she had joined Limelight by Alcone, an MLM that still exists today under the name Lime Life by Alcone. She clearly wasted no time at all on this decision. Again, it makes me wonder if this had anything to do with her leaving Tyra just because of how quickly it appeared to happen. Usually in MLMs, they have a non-compete clause in their policies and procedures. A lot of the time it'll say something like, you can't join a competing MLM for 6 months after your contract with us is terminated. Maybe Tyra Beauty didn't have that. I don't know.
As most of you know, obviously, as of yesterday, the Tyra Beauty chapter in my life has closed. Ready? Let's just say it. Okay, ready?
No, screw it. Let's just say it.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Limelight!
Limelight by Alcone.
Again, Amanda found success, ranking up 3 times in her first 2 weeks, until September 21st, 2016, where she announced that she was done promoting Limelight, a month before she was posting about being excited to be going to Limelight's convention. So what happened? Well, this is one of those parts where I have been told exactly what happened by a few people who were very close to the situation. They all corroborated each other's stories, but again, I can only share the things that I have evidence of, and based on the timeline of events here, I do trust the information I've been given and believe it to be true, but unfortunately, unless someone wants to give me some kind of evidence to support these things, I can't share it. Although, yeah, I'm willing to make update videos as much as I need to when it comes to this company. I just gotta have the right information. We have to rewind a little bit to explain this whole Limelight fiasco though. So on September 24th, 2015, Amanda posted a YouTube video announcing that she would be writing a book.
Hey guys, Amanda Bloxson here, and I have a huge announcement to make. Most of you have been following me for a few years now, and you see that I have been busy, doing my thing. I have switched companies and all that good stuff, but still in the same industry. And what a lot of you don't know is that ever since I was in my first network marketing company, I wanted to write a book. Ever since I saw somebody that wrote a book, I was like, oh my gosh, ever since the first book that I read, I wanted to write a book and share my story. So I'm going to be writing a book.
She would call it Expect Success and came out with a pre-order special for the first 100 people. There was an event page for the book launch where Amanda describes her plan in the following way. It's finally time to launch my very first book. Oh my God. The first 100 books that I sell will be hardcover and they will be signed by me. They will also have a list of those 100 names printed on the inside cover of the book as my way of saying thank you for helping me launch my first book. It is a costly thing to do, so I'm especially grateful for those of you that have been waiting to order because you support me that much. No matter how many books I ever sell, that list of names will be on every single copy forever. You will always be one of the first 100, and you will always be noticed for helping me to kick this off. Kind of like I'm taking you on this journey with me. Thank you to each and every one of you, and I love you so much. Scrolling through this Facebook event tells a very interesting story. There are a lot of people sharing their excitement about ordering the book, people staying up all night waiting for the link. One woman was even in the hospital with her daughter who had a seizure, but somehow this was something that was also on her mind. It was as if she was some kind of celebrity, but up until this point, all she had ever been was a successful upline who made a bunch of money off the losses of others, as is the true way to make money in multi-level marketing. But anyway, September 26, 2015, she accepted $18.99 from many people as they flooded her personal website with their pre-order requests. Then the page went silent. December 31st, 2015, a post appeared asking what the heck was going on. It sounds like Amanda hinted at a Christmas Day release that never happened. I couldn't really find wherever that was said. But disgruntled patrons in the comments began asking about receiving refunds and questioning if they were being ignored by Amanda. One accused her of deleting her comments asking what was going on. January 12th, 2016, Amanda reemerged with a rather long-winded update that said, "Okay, here's the deal. I know you all have been waiting for more info on the release of my book. Initially, I was hoping for a Christmas time release. However, that did not happen, and I want to let everyone know why. I struggled before even launching the pre-order with the fact that my last name is my maiden name, and that once Nathaniel and I are married this summer, I will no longer be a Blockson. I didn't know what to do about my business in general, my book, or the fact that I hope to eventually be the author of numerous books. And would they just have different last names on them for the author? I actually asked for advice on this from my friends, family, and coworkers because I didn't know if I should just leave it as it is or what I should do. I was even given the advice of using Blockson in business and my married name in my personal life. And I don't know why, but the more I thought about it, I just couldn't do it. It goes against all of my morals and everything I've grown up wanting in life, not to take my husband's last name proudly on my wedding day. The more I thought about it and the closer we got to the release of the book, the more anxious I got about the fact that I was going to be releasing the book with the last name on the cover that very soon I will no longer even have. I dwelled on this daily. I even thought of the fact that what if something were to ever happen to Nate and I, which is not a thought I wanted to come into my mind, but I realized that with us having children together, there's no way I would ever switch last names again because as a blended family, I would not want a different last name than all my kids. I even told him that if he ever skips town, he's just stuck with me being a Brunson for life. The more I thought about it, I just couldn't accept the book releasing with my maiden name, and I couldn't accept having a different name in business than I had in real life. So that being said, the book will not be printed until I am legally a Brunson, which will be following our wedding this coming summer. The wedding will be in May, but I'm not setting a date yet for the actual shipment because I don't want to give you a date and then that be inaccurate. So once I'm 100% positive on the date, I will let everyone know. In the meantime, I will be releasing the book in ebook form with just my first name, Lul. And the ebook will be given to everyone that purchased the hardback free of charge. So whoever has purchased will get the ebook and the hardback for the one price they already paid. If anyone's not interested in reading the book in ebook form for now and then receiving the hardback when it ships this summer, then please just PM me and I will process a refund for you right away. For those of you that are willing to wait, I want to say a huge thank you for not just your support, but for your understanding as well. It might have been a lot easier to get on here and say that there was a delay in production or a delay in shipment, but there wasn't. This was a personal moral decision for me, and I really appreciate those of you that stand by me in such a large decision. I know that I waited a bit to update, and I'm truly sorry for that. I want to also say a special thank you to those that I have confided in for advice on this, and those that gave me their full support, saying that they're more than willing to wait, and they totally understand. Thank you, thank you, Thank you. I can't say it enough. Also, just a side note, if the ebook takes a bit of time to format and release, I was offered to send it out in chapters at a time to get it out sooner, and that's probably what I will do, so that those of you who are ready to get reading right away can do that. I will update you all with dates on that within the next week. Also, here's a list of the first 100 to purchase the book, and within the first 19 hours to be exact. You will still be listed on the inside cover as some of my biggest supporters. Also, just to let anyone not on this list know, if there are people on this list that end up requesting a refund, I will update the list. Just giving that as an FYI. Again, thank you to all of you. I appreciate your support more than you will ever know, and more than words can say. Okay, so this part is just my opinion, and I'm not accusing her of this, but the length of this update, the long-winded explanation, and the sheer nothingness that this concern actually is, sounds to me like, you know how when someone is lying, so they like over-explain? That's exactly what this sounds like to me. And also, the core of this concern makes no sense anyway. You don't have to legally have your name changed to print it on a book, Amanda. Do you think Lemony Snicket's name is actually legally Lemony Snicket? You know what a pseudonym is, right? Have you ever heard of a pen name? This is such a non-problem. Just print your new married name on the cover, dude. You don't have to wait to do that, but it sounds to me like she was just trying to buy time. So the topic of refunds is brought up in this post, but there's some pretty damning evidence to say that she did not process a number of refunds, if not all of them. I do not have an exact number of who received refunds and who didn't, obviously, but I do have proof that this, if you want a refund, just PM me and I'll process one for you right away, is something that didn't happen, at least for some. I got screenshots of one purchaser's correspondence with Amanda. She messaged her the same day, January 12th, and that message, along with a few more, got ignored for 7 months. Here's how that correspondence went. Hello, Amanda. I just wanted to check in with you because I pre-ordered your book and didn't receive anything yet. I saw it was supposed to be published Christmas and then 7 to 10 days for processing, so I'm not sure if it just got pushed back, which I understand, but need to know so I can get a refund if it's not being released. Thank you. Hello, Amanda. I was one of the 100 pre-orders for your book. I am please requesting a refund for the amount I paid. I greatly appreciate the assistance. Here's my email for PayPal. That's how I paid. Thank you again. And then she sent that last message that we read again for a second time. Oh my God, I've asked so nicely for my money back for this book. What do I have to do? I don't make $2,000 to $3,000 a month, and I'd like my money back for the book that I have decided I no longer want. This is so stupid that I have to ask this much, and it's come to me having to be like this. Please refund my money. I hate confrontation and just appreciate the money back. Ugh. Hey, I'm so sorry about the delay in responding to you. My messages have been on overload, and I haven't been able to see any of these messages yet. The payment would have to go through my Square account because the only transactions that went through PayPal were international ones. I know you're not on my team, so you can't see the updates as far as that goes, but my Square account has been frozen since I left Tyra Beauty due to people requesting refunds for things from November, things they already received. If you dispute the charge, I can then process it on my end, but it will not let me manually send refunds right now. I know this is not the most ideal situation, and I'm so sorry for that. I also see that in our previous messages, you asked about video trainings. I do have a 4-week video series, about 5 to 6 hours of video training on sponsoring/recruiting in your network marketing business. And I would happily send you that in exchange if you'd like. It's valued at $229. If not, I totally understand and I can submit the refund as soon as it's disputed. But further than that, my hands are tied right now. I'm really sorry. Okay, so if you've been following this channel for a while, this is not the first time we've heard an excuse like this. Stacy, the scammer behind Paradise Paintings, used a similar excuse not to provide her customers with refunds. With Amanda here, this should have been communicated when the customer sent her first message. She sent it the same day that Amanda said to DM her for refunds, so she should have been anticipating a few messages requesting refunds. Instead, it seems as though she just tried to ignore it as long as possible so that when she did respond, she could shift responsibility to the customer. It's actually something you do on your end, not mine. Thanks, Amanda. But you literally said, message me and I'll process the refund right away. Not, hey, if you want a refund, dispute the charge and then I'll offer refunds to those of you who have done so. In my opinion, this clearly was more than a miscommunication. This sounds to me like a calculated effort to buy herself more time to come up with a plan. And do I even need to say this? Yeah, the book never came out. It was never released. Not a single person received the book they were promised at the beginning of all this. And I know for a fact that at least a handful of people who followed her original directions to receiving claiming a refund did not, in fact, receive it. Anyway, so back to the Limelight thing. Do you guys understand why so much of this was difficult and confusing for me to try to put together? Good Lord. So my sources tell me that Limelight started catching wind of the scam, and I'm sorry, but that's exactly what this was. She promised a product or service in exchange for money. The money was given to her, and she didn't deliver on her promise, nor did she return the money to them either. That is the definition of a scam, and that is what she did to at least some of these people. So Limelight hears about this, and they tell her to knock it off, basically. The CEO allegedly told Amanda she couldn't take money for the book or any future business endeavors while she was involved with Limelight. I will say right here, right now, that I was told that there was another reason along similar lines as the book scam, but I only heard of it anecdotally by people who were there, and I do not have any solid evidence to be able to tell you the details that I know. This is one of those things I mentioned in the disclaimer. If anyone watching this video knows what I'm talking about and can provide evidence, please reach out to me, send it my way. I will be happy to report on it. There's stuff I desperately wish I could say that I've been told, but I must protect my own interests here. September 25th, 2016, Amanda appeared in a video on a page that was then called Pearl Party Fanatics.
Hey everyone, Amanda here, and today I am launching our very first giveaway for Pearl Party Fanatic. The very first thing that we are giving away is our at-home experience kits. And so what this is you have a necklace and pendant here. They are both sterling silver, and then it is an oyster that you open at home and there's pearl inside. So then you can put it directly into your necklace on your own. It's super easy to do. I'm going to show you right now exactly how easy it is. Literally has what looks like a tuna can, oyster inside. It comes with this little spatula thing here that will help you get the oyster open. And then it comes with a sterling silver chain and a sterling silver cage pendant. And so this is what that looks like. If you just peel at the tip there, it will kind of come.
That's what she said.
And you take your pearl. Mine is like a peachy rose color. Pop it right in that pendant and then close it. And then you'll take your chain and put it right back through. So this is what it looks like on. And that's it. That's how simple it is.
If you were on Facebook in 2016, you almost certainly saw these pearl parties popping up everywhere. I even did. I used to watch them for fun every day. I wish I was kidding. I never actually ordered anything from them. I just thought they were fun to watch. Actually, my mom ordered one for me one time. This was before I was anti-MLM or really knew anything that was going on. But yeah, I actually own a Vantel pearl party necklace. Anyway, so Amanda decided to jump on the hype train and open her own pearl party business. Something really caught my eye while I was watching this video. She's talking about doing a giveaway with their at-home experience kit. I have seen these before. As a matter of fact, I have the same exact necklace from an at-home pearl kit that I bought for myself when I was also obsessed with pearl parties. I still have it. Here it is. Look at that. Want to guess where I got it? Wish. I got it from Wish. It was $3. Now, of course, it was years ago, so the listing doesn't exist on Wish anymore, but the packaging was exactly the same. The box it came in, the tuna fish looking clear can, all of it. I'm telling you right now, it was exactly the same. Okay guys, I'm editing right now and I just needed to include this in here along with everything else I've already showed you, but I just like curiously wanted to go look at what was on Wish right now. And this is what came up, you guys. Now notice, I'll put a side by side here. The kit that Amanda has, like the packaging is exactly the same, just like different graphics printed on it. Even like the circle around the necklace and like the placement, it's the same, and it's the same necklace too. Look at this shit. It's the same one that I bought, and I mean this one's $380, but whatever. I bought mine years ago and there's still a lot of different listings on here, but I mean in general, come on. And there's another one I wanted to show you guys too. This one here, exactly. This is exactly it. Oh my god. Okay, so $3. You can see the graphic on the lid of the can here is the same that's in Amanda's hand. It's the same necklace. It's got the same little pop top thing. What I'm thinking thinking is that wherever these people got their stock, which they're able to sell for a profit at $3, is probably the same exact thing that Amanda had. She probably got it from the same supplier. I can't say that for sure, but the similarities are just way too close. It's too much of a coincidence for me to be like, oh, maybe they just copied Amanda. Like, no, I really don't think that's what's happening here. So now, finally, after all of that, we can get into the companies in question here. The story starts with Kalo. On December 28th, 2016, Amanda uploaded this picture to her Facebook. I've blurred the face of the second person because at this point, I believe that Amanda is the mastermind behind things. She just kind of drags people along with her. I don't know how guilty or innocent this other person is, but the people I have talked to all don't want to be connected to Amanda in any way, and I can only assume the same can be said for this person. Promotional videos started coming out around this time, and on January 5th, 2017, this post was made that cleared some things up a bit. I just want to take a minute to introduce myself. My name is and I've had the opportunity to work with Kalo & Co. for about a month now at our corporate office, and I knew nothing about the direct sales industry, and Amanda and took a chance on me and gave me the opportunity of a lifetime, and it's been a great experience learning new things on a daily basis. We're now accepting founding consultants, so join a team that is there for you and provides you the opportunity, tools, products, and training to be successful in whatever your background. The experience of having two well-known ladies and founders of Kalo & Co., Amanda Blockson and as your leaders. Wow. You'll be able to have experiences that you hear people talk about. Work from home, be a successful breadwinner for your family, take vacations with your family, attend your children's school events, set your own schedule. Don't wait. Make that step. The sky is the limit. Okay, so it seems like Kalo & Co. just started as an extension to Pearl Party Fanatics with the intention of turning it into an MLM. I don't know how the recruiting process went for this, but the Pearl Party Fanatics page would regularly feature consultants going live and doing Pearl Party there. A few months in, a new kind of party started showing up. They were bath bomb parties. Similar to Pearl parties, you would purchase the product and the live rep would open it and do the reveal on Facebook. However, instead of a pearl that had to be anchored onto a piece of jewelry, you would just straight up get the entire piece of jewelry. And to me, the Pearl parties made sense because you'd open the oyster and see the pearl live, but then the reps would have to have it placed on the jewelry you bought and then send you that. But with this, it's a bath bomb with jewelry in it. Not only that, but I've heard reps say that the bath bombs aren't even meant to go in a bath because it doesn't contain essential oils or any of that stuff you'd normally find in a bath bomb. So, like, why is this necessary? Wouldn't it be more fun to use the bath bomb at home by yourself? I don't get it, but yeah, that's what they were doing.
Now, if you don't know what party bombs are, I'm going to explain them real quick. Party bombs are these little miniature bath bombs, and each one of these has a piece of jewelry inside of it that's valued anywhere between $20 and $500. The way that we know the approximate retail value of it is each piece of jewelry is wrapped in a different color foil, and the color tells us what value it is. We do have bath bombs too. These are party bombs. You'll never actually get your hands on these party bombs because these are something that are revealed live, but we do actually have bath bombs that have jewelry in them as well, and those have moisturizers and scent and all of that stuff.
Towards the end of 2017, things weren't looking great for Kalo & Co. In November 2017, the last post Kalo would ever make appeared on their Facebook. It said, over the past few weeks, most of you have been aware of the disruption that Kalo was having and that there was conflicting information surrounding what ultimately resulted in a divide between myself and any members of Kalo. During that time, I made statements either on Facebook or in private messages that there was a second merchant account created for Kalo that I was unaware of. And at the time, I was unaware as to where the funds were spent. I wanted to address this and let everyone know that I was able to get the records from that merchant account, and it has been confirmed that all monies were in fact spent on Kalo inventory and merchandise. Any and all assumptions that money was moved to accounts for private use by other members of Kalo should be considered null and void. I apologize for any confusion this may have caused. Supposedly, according to the comment section, it seems like this post was made by Amanda's business partner, and what I find really interesting about this post is that it establishes Amanda as the person who had control over finances in Kalo. And I'm only saying that because it seems as though she went around opening new merchant accounts without her business partner's knowledge. Unsurprisingly, Kalo dissolved, and that's where Reveal started, but I do want to mention that we still see the name Kalo pop up to this day. As I'm making this video, the website on Reveal's official Facebook page still directs to kalojewelry.com, which no longer exists. One of the ex-distributors I was working closely with also sent me the screenshot of a confirmation email she received of products ordered in March 2021. Notice that the sender is none other than Kalo. I've been told that this is literally just out of laziness, which I believe, considering that Reveal has been up and running for nearly 4 years now, and they still haven't changed the website link on their official Facebook page. Who wants to take bets on how fast Amanda will change it after she sees this video? By January 2018, Reveal had been launched. From what I can tell, they seem to basically just pick up from where Kalo left off. They sold the same products, and from what I've been told, they took Kalo's consultant base with them, which allegedly confused a lot of them, understandably so, since Kalo is still popping up everywhere to this day. In this promotional video, it says inside Reveal's bombs, you'll find jewelry valued between $20 and $10,000. It also boasts about the jewelry using real diamonds and sterling silver, which, okay, I have to call BS on this. How could this company be making money if this were true? I obviously can't say for sure, but this makes no sense financially. And I've watched a good amount of these live stream replays while researching for this video, and let me tell you, every single time the jewelry comes out with some ridiculous retail value price tag. Each piece comes wrapped in a piece of tin foil, and the color of that foil is how you know the price range of the jewelry that came out of the bomb. I just simply don't believe this stuff is true, but that's just my opinion. I've also been told that the only person who ever orders the jewelry is Amanda herself. Come to your own conclusions about that. I just personally think something is fishy about the jewelry. Something must have happened in the summer of 2018, but I couldn't really track down what exactly went on. But on July 31st, 2018, this video called New Beginnings was posted to Reveal's official YouTube channel.
We started out small. We went live, and then we went live again, and then again, and then again. We grew into something much bigger than we ever imagined. We started meeting new people. We created friendships. We became more than just a business. We became a family. But then a few things happened. Major unexpected growth, a split in ownership, software changes. Even some people were determined to make us fail. We never wanted these to affect you negatively, but they did, and we're sorry. Most companies would not survive this, but we did, because of you. Because you stayed committed, because you turned to each other, because you believed in Reveal. From now on, you're gonna see faster email response times, faster shipping, better quality, more variety, and lower prices. We no longer have a customer service department. We have a customer success team. Thank you for your commitment to us. We are so excited to write Reveal's next chapter with you. It's time to get back to the Reveal that we fell in love with.
They speak of a split in ownership, which I wonder if that's referring to what happened when Kalo dissolved, or if Amanda split from yet another business partner. But there's another thing in this video that I wanted to talk about. There's a split second where you can see a piece of jewelry being put into a box, and there's a tag that clearly says Swarovski. I've also been sent screenshots from their social media where they're also advertising the use of Swarovski crystals. We've already seen the claim that they're using real diamonds. I guess that's out the window now. When I first started researching Reveal, I was told by multiple people that they were faking their usage of Swarovski crystals to appear more reputable than they really are. I'm here to tell you that, as far as I've heard from inside sources, that this is not true. I just want to make that very clear because there are still people out there who claim that as fact. So I had this explained to me by a few people who know what happened firsthand. So apparently, they actually were partnered with Swarovski at one point. It used to be a fairly easy process to go about doing with Swarovski. Brands used to be able to become partners with Swarovski, buy their crystals and use them on their products, and then be allowed to use the Swarovski trademark. But apparently Swarovski called off all the brand partners and told them that they were taking a new, different approach with their brand. They were looking to become more upscale, so they gave all of their partners a 90-day warning, and they basically said, hey, you can still buy and use our crystals, you just aren't allowed to say they're Swarovski anymore. So what did Amanda decide to do? She complied, of course. She didn't have a choice. But I've been told that to this day, they are still using Swarovski crystals. They just call them rain crystals instead. And apparently when this change happened, that's when Rain became the sister company to Reveal. The problem I've found with all of this though is that I've seen reports that say Swarovski stopped supplying it to partners as of September 2021, so it's entirely possible that the information I've just given about them still using Swarovski crystals is out of date as of recently. I can find some independent sellers on Etsy and Amazon that claim they're selling the real deal, but they don't seem very expensive for a product that supposedly isn't going to be widely available to everyone anymore. I just say this because I want to emphasize that there's a chance that Amanda has switched suppliers. She still calls them Rain crystals though. According to Bloomberg, Swarovski as a company has been struggling for a few years now, and the pandemic just made everything worse. The CEO of Swarovski came up with this plan to change things up in an effort to keep the company afloat. He's quoted as saying, "It's very painful for everybody, but we have to take the steps that we should have taken years ago. Swarovski crystals on a 10-euro t-shirt don't add to our profitability and hurt our brand image." So basically, cutting Reveal was part of their restructuring effort to restore their brand image, if that tells you anything. Rain's Facebook account was started in January 2020. They go by Rain Beauty, and their part of the website sells makeup and magnetic lashes. I gotta say though, it's stupid expensive. This 9-shade eyeshadow palette runs for $60. Their eyeliner pen is $36, which is so overpriced for eyeliner. Basically any brand that you can buy at Sephora is gonna cost less than that. Also, I don't want to accuse them of anything, but their magnetic eyeliner comes in the exact same packaging as the magnetic eyeliner I buy from Amazon, and it costs like $10. Rain is selling it for $32. If I'm paying a third of that price for the same product on Amazon, you know Rain is buying it from the same supplier as the Amazon sellers for way less than $10. Again, I'm not saying they're the same, but they look identical to each other, so come to your own conclusions about that, I guess. My conclusion is that it's just fishy to me. I want to talk about some of the things that we know of that Amanda has done in the legal department. I've been told about much more than what I'm about to report on, but again, I couldn't find any proof or documentation of any of it, so I'm leaving a lot of it out. She is notorious for threatening people with cease and desist letters, which is why I've really tried to be careful with what I report on in this video. I mean, I guarantee that despite how careful I'm being, I'm still gonna get one from Amanda, so it is what it is, but I am really trying my best here. But in early 2020, Amanda took one of her ex-top consultants to court for breach of contract. Apparently, she started selling competing products after she left Reveal, which is where the breach of contract claim comes from. I was sent every audio recording of this court case. It's hours of stuff to listen to, but I listened to probably most of it, and I would have to say that this court case sounds like a pitiful attempt to silence someone for having legitimate criticism. The court case is listed as Kalo versus Sumner. Kalo, again. I told you the name appears in a lot of random places. They reiterate that Kalo operates its business under Reveal, so it's all still very odd. Again, this is as recently as 2020. Reveal's lawyer basically starts off by saying the defendant, Amber Sumner, was making disparaging remarks against Reveal on a Facebook Live video that was viewed 16,000 times, and that kind of viewership has had serious negative effects on their business.
As you know, we're here on a breach of contract claim that is entwined with communications of a disparaging nature that are quite harmful to Kalo jewelry. From time to time, I might refer to Kalo as Reveal. Kalo does business as Reveal. And so if I use Reveal or Kalo, I'm intending to mean the plaintiff. Unfortunately, in this age of instant communication, social media, one's perception can quickly become reality. Unfortunately, Ms. Sumner continues to disparage Kalo, even after this court's order not to do so, even after she was served with the original TRO. The difficult part of this is the injury that she causes when she has 16,000 plus people viewing a live video that she uses to disparage consultants and Kalo and accusing them of dishonest and unscrupulous behavior. That impact is impossible to measure. It's much like if you're in the Serengeti and you've got gazelle drinking at the water hole. Well, whether or not there's a lion in the bushes, as soon as one believes there is, everyone's going to scatter, and there's going to be an impact. No one drinks. The same is true in direct sales and network marketing. If you ruin the reputation, if you cause alarm, that's going to hurt the business. And Ms. Sumner has done so repeatedly in December, and that's why we came and sought the temporary restraining order. and she's continued to do so. She's even told the world on her page about how my clients are claiming that they've got a body bag for her. Just ridiculous allegations that are quite harmful to Kalo's business. To get the perspective, my understanding is correct, the number of customers that she has is just under 1,400 from Kalo. Her disparagement is quickly going worldwide, and it's harming Kalo in a way that it would be cost prohibitive to even detect it all. We can't go to each gazelle and say, "Did you see the lion? Did you see the lion?" Because by doing so, we're raising alarm that they might not have had. And so it's impossible for us to go and put the fires out, if you will. She continues to thumb her nose at this court's authority and disparage Kalo, causing harm that we can't undo, but we do need to put a stop to it. And that's the whole point that we're here for. And so what we're seeking here today is a permanent injunction against any operation of any competing business. And we'll provide the court with the evidence of her agreeing to it in not only the policies and procedures, but a separate extended contract agreement that she entered into last September, where she has a period of 18 months where she cannot compete in a similar direct sales business. But selling competing products is what she agreed not to do, and by doing so, she's harming Kalo. So we have the disparaging, we have the injury to the brand name of Reveal and Kalo by having her unauthorized sales of Kalo products, and also just her communications about them. In addition to shutting down those sites and ordering that she not create or use any other for that 18-month period, the evidence will show that she has caused irreparable harm. I think it's critical that Your Honor recognize the dynamic nature of this type of business. Reputation and what have you done for me lately is everything.
Sumner is representing herself in this case, and I'm going to play part of her opening statement for you because it paints a different story.
Hello. So, first of all, this is in Utah. I live in Massachusetts. The people that I signed up with are in Tennessee. This is way out of the way for me to travel. It's Facebook. How can you prove anybody did something on Facebook? They're making fake accounts. I have exhibits. I have proof that they've made false accounts with my name on it. They've made false business pages with my name on it. They've made hate groups about me. They've made videos about me. They're like, okay, so Amber can't say anything bad. I have to make a living. These people terminate me. I have to feed my children. I have 3 children. This is what I'm good at. This is what I do. We never sat down and signed paperwork. We never got together and signed anything at all. They took my paycheck and said, if you don't sign something, you're not getting your paycheck back. I do have those text messages from Nicole back of their compliance person. This is a bullying company. I'm going to move forward with my life, and I'm going to sell my products. I just want to move forward with my life. They owe me commissions. I do have proof that they owe me my commissions. They owe me my deposits, and then obviously traveling here. I did not agree to come into Utah. This is not something I signed up for. I signed up in a company with Kalo. The contract that I have is totally different than the contract that they have, and I did not agree to come to Utah. But anyway, they're on my everyday live videos. Nicole Becker was on my video last night. I have a screenshot of that. You can't get a restraining order on somebody and then show up on their live videos commenting and threatening them. You can't. You can't do that. A restraining order goes both ways. They're going to post about me. They're going to bash me. Of course, obviously, if they're on my video, I'm going to defend myself. I'm not going to sit there and let them bash me. They've made videos saying that, imagine Amber in your body bag. It's going too far. It's going too far. They're bashing me all the time. It's gone way too far. They have the court documents posted on all of their business pages. They've given my address out. People have broken into my house because of them. It's gone too far.
Basically, the court hearings are a lot of back and forth with Reveal showing bits of Sumner's Facebook lives and all of this other stuff she said. They try to claim that Sumner was selling a product that competed with Reveal, apparently makeup, but as stated earlier, Reign didn't start up until January 2020, and Sumner was terminated a month before then. So technically, she did not breach that contract. Sumner also joined LuLaRoe, obviously selling leggings, and Kalo tried to get her to stop using her Facebook account to do so, which the judge denied. In this case, though, the judge did side with Kalo in the end as far as the claims of disparagement went, because Sumner had told people who ordered from Kalo to charge back their orders, resulting in credibility issues between Kalo and their merchant accounts. The judge called this egregious misconduct and said it was indefensible. In the end, the judge just tells them to stop talking about each other. I was told by an insider that there was an exchange of funds, but that was not made clear in the recordings I listened to, so I won't go into further detail. But it seems like there were parts of this settled outside of the courtroom. In June 2020, one of their higher-up consultants, Megan Bessler, was terminated. First of all, here's her resignation video.
Hey guys, so sorry I have no makeup on. Has not been a good last couple days, but I wanted to make a quick video for you guys because I think that it is what you deserve, and I just need to let you guys know that I have chosen to, and I'm not going to go into any details on that. Just know that it is a very personal decision of mine. Some things have happened on the back end of things, and I just truly feel like this is the universe's way of telling me, Megan, you need to focus on your book. And that's what I am choosing to put my energy to. No, but I can't lie to you guys. I'm really sad. I don't have any makeup on because I cried for the last 24 hours. I'm really sad. I'm really, really upset. And I just want you guys to know that whatever you need from me, whether it be help with just finding a light, please reach out to me, because that's all I ever wanted to do for you guys. That's all I ever wanted to do. I just need you guys to know that I'm very sorry that I have to go. But on to bigger and better things. This team has gotten me through life more than a lot of things have, and I thank you guys so much for that. You guys really ran with my mission of love and kindness and support, and we made a name for ourselves, you guys. We did.
Megan posted her story on her Facebook page. It is extremely long, but it's a good read, and I want everyone to hear it. I asked her to read it out loud for this video, and she so graciously did that for us. She is an amazing speaker, and she's extremely passionate. Just as a disclaimer, though, don't take any of this as me saying this is all factually true. Do not forget that there are two sides to every story, and this is only one side. This is anecdotal and based on what I've told you all this video so far. I hope you'll use the knowledge you now have on this subject to draw your own conclusion, but I am not claiming any of this to be factual, and I will be cutting some parts of it out that are accusatory of things I have no proof of. With that, I give you Megan Bessler.
Now, disclaimer, this is only my story, and although I share a lot of specifics, I don't want this to take away from the stories of hundreds of others and the lives ruined because of this mess. Now, I truly urge you guys to open up about your experiences if you can with this, because we are one in this and our stories do matter. We all have a story to share, whether you think you do or not. Those of us who were hurt over this, we shouldn't be afraid anymore. We shouldn't have to live in fear just because of what we experienced and what was taken from us, only to be told that we'd be sued if we say a word. Now, I tend to always stand up for what's right and for human rights in general, but I have a hard time remembering my own rights sometimes, especially when it comes to things like this. I am allowed to share what happened. I am allowed to speak the truth, and a small circle of people have reminded me of that lately. This company has dictated a culture of fear and silence within its circle. I saw how it affected people, and I didn't do anything to stop it. I kept going because I was successful, and I felt like truly helping others become the same was something that was so powerful to me. I'm as guilty as the next for not opening up about something like this sooner and not doing anything to stop it, and to only yet again be silenced. So with that all said, I'm going to open up about this in an effort to finally put it in my past. It's been almost 2 years since it happened, and I'm just needing to finally get this out there and be done with it. I'm done with the threats. I'm done with the countless cease and desist letters. I'm done with the bullying, and I'm done with the scare tactics. And although I know myself and hundreds of others will never get a dime of the money we're owed or the respect we deserve, but maybe posts like this and videos like this and whatnot, maybe this will stop the next person from getting hurt by this monster of a CEO. For 2 years now, I've had to shut my mouth. For 2 years now, I've had to stop all contacts with my friends. I lost friends that I didn't want to live without. For 2 years, I've had to walk on eggshells with what I post, what I say, where I post, what I decide to share, what I sell, who I support. For 2 years, I've been sent countless cease and desist letters forcing me to stop what I'm doing or to shut up or get sued. And I'm done with it. And so are a lot of others who continuously get hurt by the same company. This is but one scary story of countless MLM fuck-ups. But this is also one story of truth within a company who shows no signs of stopping when it comes to hurting innocent consultants, staff members, and customers. And it's taken me a while to build up the courage to finally speak the truth on this, but here we are, and here it is. So in the midst of a worldwide fucking pandemic, my time with a previous company was short the day that I received a phone call that I had never expected. I was the top rank in a direct sales company, the only top-ranked consultant. I had no idea any of this was coming because I had worked my ass off for over 4 years, retired my husband, and started my own company because of the success that I had. I had built an award-winning team, people who climbed the ladder faster than I could ever have witnessed. And honestly, we had something incredibly special. We had such an amazing, supportive team, and it was something that nobody had ever seen before in a direct sales company. And suddenly I was being terminated because I was being, quote unquote, a bad leader. I will preface this by saying that I know I'm nobody special. I dropped out of college, got terrible grades in high school, and truly I don't think that I ever amount to much when it comes to book smarts or careers. I just never have. But I know for an absolute fact that the one thing that I did really well at this job was lead that team. I led that award-winning team to new paths they never knew existed. And the beauty of it was even though I led them, they did it all on their own. And we had each other's backs, showing that support, that love, that strength for each other. I was so insanely proud of not only what I accomplished in my team at this job, but even more so, I was so insanely proud of the individuals on my team and constantly pushed them to do their best, and it showed. The support from my team for each other was something that nobody had ever seen before, especially in the direct sales world. And our corporate staff always said the same thing about this team. That's what made us an award-winning team. This company used my one and only strength against me, plotting the entire thing out like a chess game. This had been planned out for months, just waiting for the right chess move. They told me my team was basically throwing me under the bus left and right, that I wouldn't answer people's questions, wouldn't take the time out of my day to help anyone, and I was sitting there on my ass just making a paycheck, not working for my own sales, that I never made appearances on my team page for training, blah, 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 blah. All lies. Now, before we go any further here, those of you who truly knew me during this time period knew how serious that I took this. I was not sitting on my ass just making a paycheck every month off my team, although I know that's what a lot of people tend to do in the direct sales world. I was not only leading my team to new heights, but I was in my team page training every week, week to week to week, staying up until 5 a.m. most mornings, answering team questions, rallying people for new ranks every single day. Also, while this was happening, I was doing my own personal shows on Facebook every single night, producing about $10,000 to $12,000 in sales in my own personal PV. So what this company was saying was a blatant fucking lie. Mind you, this was also 1 month, almost to the day that I launched my personal memoir, my book that I wrote for pre-orders. So you do the math. The same company who forced me to shut down my leggings business. Yes, I'm finally talking about this. Not some direct sales leggings business, my friends. This was something that I started from the ground up, and they forced me to choose between that company or them. And now, my book or them. When they called me that day to tell me that I was terminated, they told me I was not a team player and I was basically a shitty leader. They told me they would be forcing me out of their leadership team again, and this is the second time I got kicked out, but that I would also not be receiving my paycheck of over $7,000. The paycheck that I was using to support my now husband and myself through a worldwide pandemic. Within this mess was also during the George Floyd murder. I was posting a lot of Black Lives Matter posts because that's something that I've always been passionate about, and I will continuously be passionate about that for the obvious reason. They told me on the phone that I have to stop posting that stuff. Why? I quote, "Megan, those are fighting words. Don't you realize half your team is white?" I'm just going to leave that right there. After that, they told me if I wanted to stay, I would have to sign a contract stating that for 24 months, 2 years, I would not post anything, sell anything other than the company's products, not even my book, and I would basically have to hand them over my social media platforms, including my blog, which had over 60,000 followers. No way in hell was I about to do this. I worked far too hard for that. I said, absolutely not. And they responded that I was then terminated. After the termination, I asked in the most kind way that I could keep things by the book and professional, and if I could say goodbye to my team. The team that meant more to me than my own friends or family. They deserved a goodbye, and so did my customers. At the very least, they deserved a goodbye. And I was told I couldn't even do that. I even told corporate staff that I would record a short video saying goodbye, that I moved on to bigger and better things, and if the team ever needed anything to not hesitate to reach out to me, whether that been for sales in the company, help with the company, help with life, whatever, I was there for them. And I would send that video over to the staff first so that they could make sure it was okay to post. Now, I obviously shared that video, and you can clearly see that I was being forced to keep quiet in it, and I was basically lying to cover up the real story. But yet I still wasn't even allowed to post that video. The company told me absolutely not, that I could not post such a video because my team wanted an apology from me, not a video saying goodbye, telling them that I'm sorry I was never there for them, never helped them. I said, no way, because that was not the case. So I politely denied that request, and then they asked me to delete myself out of my team page and to delete the pages themselves. So that's what I did. I went to Facebook, deleted every single training page that I ever made, every team page that I was a part of, and then I deleted myself out of them as well. Lo and behold, 60 seconds later, not even, 60 seconds later, my team page was reopened because someone made a corporate staff member an admin to my page without me knowing, and they reopened it without permission. And let me tell you, no one trashes your name better than someone who's afraid you're going to tell people the truth. So at this point, questions were happening, rumors were spreading. They knew they had to do something to calm the field down because at this point, people were pissed. So they took it upon themselves as a company to ask my upline, my very best friend, to lie for them, to cover for them. She was basically forced to go live on my team page telling the rest of the team the company's lies. This was over 2,000 people in my team page. How I was moving on to bigger and better things, that no one had anything to worry about, and this was just us moving forward. The beauty in this, though, is that nobody believed it. The people saw right through that bullshit and started questioning things even more. A few days later, the same person who terminated me posted a long post on my team page asking people to stop, a hard stop, on sending emails and calling about questions regarding me leaving. She then told people the truth and told people I was terminated. And that's when shit hit the fan. People then realized that they were lied to. And this was not at all what they said was really happening in the first place. So within 48 hours, over 50 people on my team quit, bringing our team sales down from almost $200,000 in 1 month to about $75,000, if not lower. So now if that all wasn't good enough, the fun's about to start, so hang on tight. I was sent a cease and desist letter almost immediately telling me that I couldn't say a word to anyone. I couldn't speak to anyone who still works there, corporate staff, customers, consultants included. And if I said anything remotely disparaging, I would be sued. So I kept quiet for a very long time. And I literally had to erase friendships in the matter of a split second with no recourse because of what they told me and what they were threatening me with. Was I scared? Abso-fucking-lutely. Why? Because they've taken people to court for millions in the past. This fucking company has done that to people. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. I'm not the first person. I'm sure not going to be the last. When they terminated me, this was all part of their game. They did it in the midst of a pandemic where they knew I just spent thousands upon thousands of dollars on a book release for my memoir. The country was a mess because of a pandemic. My husband lost his job because of the pandemic. He was also going in for a very serious surgery for a back injury, and they left me with $7 to my name. $7. And they told me I would not see a dime of my paycheck whether I stayed or left because I didn't deserve that money. Literally word for word on this was, Megan, do you really think you deserve this money? Now, months later, I eventually fell into such a deep, dark depression, but thankfully I had my book to help me get through it, or to at least keep me occupied. And at the very least, it kept us both, afloat financially, barely, but we made it work. Eventually, the book came and went, and suddenly I had nothing to look forward to. I was thankful I had a good job within the mix, one that I was so incredibly proud of myself for landing, but there was some kind of weird hole inside me that I knew was eventually going to hurt. After a few months, I was correct in the sense of the depression coming back, and man, did it hit hard. I suddenly realized I was not making anywhere near the money that I once made, which was a 6-figure income. I had lost so many deep friendships that I thought would last a lifetime. I was so sure of that. I began spiraling so far down that I finally put myself on medication because, if I can be frank, it got really scary there for a while. It honestly got very, very scary. The PTSD surfaced from my ex-husband, and that's the shit they don't prepare you for when you're going through a divorce like that. And I began having some massive PTSD at work because of how I was treated at this old company. I found myself not being able to lead a team properly because of the fear of being terminated again, or being told my ideas were stupid like they always were when I was a part of this old company and their leadership team. Not having a voice in the field to share concerns because of how we were treated when we'd share ideas previously. It was truly a mess. I was a mess. And I was nowhere near someone who had gotten hurt the worst in this company after they got out. Losing a job and losing friendships like this is like going through a death. I had to grieve. And the shit of it was I had no one to grieve with because they forced me to stay silent. My grieving had to 100% stay silent. And I could not talk to the ones that I loved most regarding this, not even to vent away my frustrations, but to warn them that they could be next. And my biggest regret with this is that I wasn't able to warn people. And if nothing surfaces from this post or this story or all of our stories, at least I'll know that I was finally able to do what I never could, and that's to warn people of this very, very dangerous business. So more time went by, and because I wanted to make sure and do everything by the books so that I wasn't sued like countless others were, I sent back every piece of stock that I owned, which was over $16,000 worth. The stipulations in our company was that you put down deposits on your stock, and when you leave or you get terminated, you send them all back and you get your deposits back after they perform an exit audit. I had my husband sign off on everything, counting it all out with me and making sure that the numbers added up. 6 months later, I received my exit audit finally. Now, they say it takes about 60 days. It took about 6 months. I have yet to hear of somebody getting their money back, but I wanted to do things by the book, and I sent $16,000 in stock back. Now, when I got that exit audit, not only was I not getting my $16,000 in deposits back, I was now being told that I owe them over $10,000 because I didn't send it all back. Like, what? Along with that came another cease and desist letter stating that if I didn't pay that $10,000 back within 10 days, I'd be sued. So now, with these deposits, my commission, and my team check that was never given to me, I am now owed over $22,000. And I know I won't see a dime. So more time goes on, and honestly, I just started getting even more frustrated and angry. I suppose that's all part of the grieving process, but this dealt with an employer and not a death. So I took to social media to vent out my frustrations and started warning people around the 1 year mark-ish of the termination. I went to social media telling such a small portion of such a larger story, being as vague as I could so that I could warn people of shady MLM tactics, but I was careful not to show any names or company names for the safety of myself potentially getting sued and the safety of the individuals involved. I then received another cease and desist. A few months go by and staff members are starting to resign. High sellers are starting to resign. More people are quitting left and right, finding new sources of income. So I then took to social media once again to spread my awareness, not only on my personal story, but on another story that has made waves, and not in a good way. So I posted that video as well of the fraud happening within them stealing products and photos from another small business, actually two, and claiming them as their own. The kicker here is when these companies got word that this company was stealing their products and their photos and whatever, my ex-company sent them a cease and desist. It's not slander or defamatory if it's true, guys. This company has done far too much damage in this world to ever even remotely have some kind of good karma backing them up. If you for 1 minute think you're safe in this company, you are not. You are very, very wrong. And unfortunately, I think a lot of people are finding that out the hard way. This company left me with such severe PTSD in a work environment to the point where I've had to consider some intense therapy because of this. And I am not the only one. This company left me with no money after giving them almost 5 years of my life. This company took my friends, took my money, almost took my life. And that's about as honest as I can get, folks. It's scary. The amount of tears that I've shed over this mess was unlike any other job loss for me. The stress that came after I was terminated for myself and my family was insanely terrible. And the amount of others that I've watched get hurt over this truly just haunts me to the core. I've watched it happen over and over and over, and I'm so done with watching innocent people get shit on like this because of such a terrible company. Food was taken off people's table because of this company. Lives were ruined because of this company, and it's not fucking stopping. We were all lied to, each and every one of us. Customers, consultants, and staff member included. And a lot of us leaders were heavily forced into lying to our team and lying to our customers to cover the company's mistakes. We were being manipulated as leaders, plotted against, thrown into the ring to fight just to be beaten down, talked up, and then thrown back out in the fighting ring. We lost lifelong friendships because of staff members picking sides and plotting us all against each other just to get more sales during forced sales battles. The bullying, the belittling, the backstabbing, enough is enough. Someone recently said, this fucked up shit will not be my story, and I'm here to scream that from the mountaintops. This company fucked up my life hard. And I'm not the first person they hurt, and I sure won't be the last, but it's not going to ruin my life any longer. I'm not going to be forced to stay silent when people's lives are hurting. I'm so happy to see some of these corporate members who have pieced out, and honestly, some of the consultants as well, realizing that over time, what a shit show this was. And I'm so proud of you all for getting out, because we all know the feeling of being stuck there. I felt that for far too long, guys. What I thought was success just simply wasn't. I think that success in a modern world demands a soul-sucking dance, one that I just couldn't do anymore. And my sanity certainly needed it to end. I need this to end so that we can all begin to live. The thousands upon thousands of dollars owed to people, the manipulation and the emotional abuse, it has to end. People don't deserve to be treated that way. I have no ill will to those who didn't know any better and got out when they could. I have no ill will towards any of my old friendships who thought the grass was greener on the other side. But I will never, ever forget what a company's CEO did to hurt so many individuals' lives, innocent lives, including my own. And it has not stopped. The CEO even suckered some of us into moving to her little tiny shit show city in Tennessee so that we would be more stuck and never leave the company. The CEO cheering us on while, we call the cops on people for her. Oh yeah, that happened. That happened. It made her proud, and we all did it. The so-called book that the CEO pretended to come out with years ago, only to just steal pre-order money and never send the book or write the book, for all anyone knows. The 3 different business name changes throughout the years to hide how bad the first one was. The BBB rating of an F for all three businesses, the manipulation happening within the field, the gaslighting. The entire point of this post and this story is to not stir up the drama, nor to spread gossip or start rumors. This post is to share my truth finally. My truth, the truth. And I hope, I truly hope everybody considers doing the same, because shit like this is not okay. Not now, not ever. So whether you like me, hate me, stand by me, or despise me, share your truth. People are getting hurt. People are being lied to, being taken advantage of, and getting hurt over and over because of this company. We need to put a stop to this once and for all, because it's getting worse. This company and its CEO are no longer monsters for money or motivated by money anymore. They're motivated by power. And that's a very, very scary thing. Do not let somebody ever take advantage of you like this, allowing you to feel less than for all your hard work. It's not worth it, and it's not okay. Work for somebody who motivates you, appreciates you, builds you up, and cheers you on. Someone who pushes you to do better and pushes you to do right. And please know, after all of this is said and done, I'm one of the most honest souls alive, and I do swear by that. Everything above is my honesty at its core. And remember, it's not slander if it's true. And in the end, karma will be a bigger bitch than I ever have to be.
Thank you again for reading your story to us, Megan. I hope we can rally around you and the other victims as a community and find some justice for you guys. So, a few things. She mentioned a video that she made about the company. I'm absolutely going to show it to you guys because, again, it's another good story, but just know that this is the video she mentioned where she received a cease and desist letter, and then the companies that she shouted out for allegedly having the product ideas stolen by Reveal also received cease and desist letters from Reveal. I know they're not going to like me sharing this, but in my opinion, the evidence that Megan shows here is pretty compelling. Again, I'm not stating that any of this is factual, and you should take the evidence presented here to form your own opinion.
I'll try to keep this as short as possible, but last year, right before I was terminated, was right before Pride Month, and obviously Rainbow, okay? My team was called Team Rainbow. My old company launched products for Pride Month and had bath bombs, candles, the whole works, okay? They launched the picture of the bath bomb, and I knew something was off. The reason I knew something was off was because about a year prior to that, maybe 2 years, I don't even know, a video went viral of this crazy rainbow bath bomb, and I fell absolutely in love with it because rainbow, it's my favorite color. So when this video went viral a couple years ago, whenever it was, I legitimately wanted to buy like 100 of them, okay? So I'm going to show you the photo that they posted when these candles and bath bombs and whatever came out. Also make note that they launched these a month early. Don't know why, but they knew my team was called Team Rainbow and they knew this bitch could sell as many of these as possible. So they launched them a month early as a surprise and then terminated me 3 weeks later after I've already sold $3,000 worth of them. Still have yet to see that commission check. P.S. But let me show you the picture first and then I'll continue the story. Okay, so that's the picture. Fell absolutely in love with it, but knew something was off, right? Didn't think nothing of it at the time because I wasn't going to go behind my company's back and be like, listen, I know you stole that idea from somebody. But once I got terminated, I got very, very concerned and very confused because in doing a very simple Google search on rainbow bath bombs, I'll show you that picture too, you can see that this bath bomb that they came up with was not their idea. Not only was it not their idea, it was not their photo. Okay. You see where I'm going with this? So I contacted, yes, that was me. I contacted said company and told them that there is another company out there that's using their photos. This is what happened. The reason that it actually was brought to my attention to really start looking into this was because one of my customers who purchased a boatload of these bath bombs posted this. So you can see my concern here. contacted the company that actually makes these bath bombs. They posted on their social media pages blasting the company, saying that this company stole our idea. They're making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of us. This is a small business. This is a corporate business. This is actually only a $10 or $12 bath bomb. They're selling it for $40, pretending that it's theirs, and it doesn't even look the same, let alone does the same thing. So they posted on their social media pages blasting the company. The company, my ex-company, sent them a cease and desist, telling them to get that shit off their page and telling them to put out a public apology because it's their fault they didn't put a watermark on their photo. Need I say more? And let me do you one better, because this happened again this year with a different small business. They, as in my old company, released an autism bath bomb, making money off of said bath bomb to donate. Let me show you what else happened this year. So if your company, said company, is lying to you, telling you that this didn't happen, no, it did. Again, just lies and deceit.
Okay, so I will say that obviously Reveal was not just buying up all these products and reselling them as their own because their bath bombs had jewelry inside. What I think happened here, just to clarify, is Reveal took the idea and executed it poorly. They cannot claim this idea to be original. It simply is not. This idea was executed long before they released a rainbow ring bomb of their own, and there is ample proof of that. And listen, I searched Google for bath bombs like this, and there are a ton of copycats out there. Reveal is not the only company to have hopped on the rainbow bath bomb trend. Honestly, companies copy each other all the time. Look at the chicken sandwich wars that went on this year, for goodness sake. But it's one thing to take an idea and do it yourself. It's another thing to take an idea, execute it so poorly, and use pictures of the product you copied and claim them as your own, you know? One former consultant I've been working closely with, Myah Barbara Harnett, has made some interesting discoveries of her own. And also, she's told her story on her social media and also received a cease and desist for doing so. But I'm going to show you some clips of her videos anyway. They're about why she left and the rest of her story. So also, peep that beautiful makeup job. She does have an eyeshadow group, I think, on Facebook. I'll leave a link to it down below if you guys want to support her because she obviously is very talented. She talks about how she felt like she wasn't making any money even though she found herself inventory loading. She also says that once one of the high-up corporate leaders left, the training calls she was used to turned uncomfortable, love-bomby, and culty. They were no longer about training. They turned into ridiculous assignments with lackluster prizes. But anyway, here's Myah.
After I left paparazzi, I joined another MLM, and I joined RAIN. Well, at that time it was called Reveal. I didn't know what I was getting into, that is for sure. When I left, instead of doing the training, which was once a week on Wednesdays, so there was one brainwashing call a week, she didn't present it in that way where you felt like, wow, what am I doing here? And it felt more like an update instead of what it started to feel like when Angie and James took over. Angie and James, or I'm not even sure where they came from, who they are, but they took over training the field. Instead of doing it from headquarters, or they were doing Zoom calls from wherever they happened to be at the time, which was always just uncomfortable and weird that they were doing it from their houses and laying on couches, you know, and just in the most unprofessional ways. You know, I just wanted to get the info and get out of there, right? Well, it started to be very weird because it was a love bomb fest. They were like, you've done this, that, and the other. It was everything that you did good and yada, yada, yada. And then it was like they started this recognition thing where leaders could email people to be recognized. And so there was another 20 minutes of love bombing there. The information was so incomplete that I always left confused and not knowing what the heck just happened. And they became more and more like culty. It was the same people. And I started to see these behaviors that and these controlling tactics of the field that were disturbing. And those Zoom calls were disturbing. And it was because they were meant to be a brainwashing call as well. We love you, we love you, we love you. Now here's the latest contest. Go work, 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 work. It's just a way for them to give you some kind of an assignment. And if you win that and you're the top 10, you're going to get more inventory to sell for us. Oh boy! Oh boy, I'm going to get more inventory?
When you're in an MLM, the idea of someone giving you free inventory or free product is the most amazing thing that could ever happen to you. They brainwash you into believing that. Really, it's just a way for them to keep their claws dug into you under the disguise of recognition.
They're doing these Zoom calls. Like they do one sometimes on Monday, they do one Wednesday, they do one Friday, and then they might do intermittent lives on Tuesday and Thursday. So you are listening to their bullshit almost every single day, and they are just wasting your time. The training calls, do you want to know what our training calls consisted of? For a very long time, we were told to put a funny hat on, put a taco on your head and call it Taco Tuesday, dress up like a pirate, wear a pot on your head, go live from your bathtub. That was my favorite one. Like going live from my bathtub is going to make people buy product. They're going to feel sorry for me that I was stupid enough to get in my bathtub for you. So those were the kinds of training that we were getting. And I was getting really upset because I felt like as time was progressing, this was becoming more Dolly Dinkle. And it felt horrible. I didn't like it. It was uncomfortable. When I stopped buying the product, this was before I had realized that when you are a consultant in these MLMs, you are actually the customer. I really wanted to see how much money I was really making. So starting in June, I quit purchasing anything from, the shelf, or I quit purchasing anything, candles, whatever, to do giveaways, whatever. I stopped all of that, and I wanted to see just how much money I was going to make. Well, I believe 1 month I made $15, and my website costs like $15.99 or $16.99 or something. It's $15.99, and with tax, it's almost $17. They took that $15 out of my back office, of course. I was leaving it in there because I wanted to be able to pay for the website, of course. But what I realized by doing that was that my business wasn't even paying for the website. People were making themselves look stupid to sell the product and thought people were going to click on their lives, and if they were listening to these trainings, which was so sad. Their training was to say dress up like an idiot so people will click on your video. No, it was ridiculous. And that's when I knew that the people that they had put in charge of training the field they didn't know what they were doing, and it felt like a cult, and I just wanted out. I wasn't proud to sell the product anymore. I felt like I had to get out. So I did. I resigned.
Myah says what we say all the time. When you're in an MLM, you are the customer. From what I've heard, this rings especially true for Rain and Reveal. I know I bring this video up a lot, but when I interviewed Tracy Reed, she told me that despite being at the top of paparazzi for quote-unquote sales, which didn't actually have anything to do with the amount of jewelry that she sold, but it was just tracking the inventory that she bought. So despite having a necklace named after her, and despite all of her prestige that she had garnered in the paparazzi world, she was still $200,000 in debt. And she has thousands of pieces of their jewelry that she probably will never sell. Not to mention, she said that more often than not, when she did sell pieces, a lot of the time it was to other active paparazzi consultants. So Myah's story here is just another example of why we say this about multi-level marketing all the time. And speaking from personal experience, that's kind of what prompted me to actually quit Lime Life by Alcone when I was involved in it. It was like $10 per month or something to keep my website up with them, and I wasn't making enough to cover it. The fact that Rain and Reveal charges its distributors up to $17 per month for their replicated websites is just wild to me. A lot of MLMs don't charge their distributors for it anymore. I feel like the ones who keep this system up are just using it as a money grab, and that's just my personal opinion. What Myah is mentioning in this next part is what happened to Megan, which we heard her speak about earlier. I spoke to Megan about this, and she verified with me that she had tirelessly added up every piece of inventory she had left and sent it back, yet Reveal still had the balls to say that they hadn't received all of it, and that she still owed them over $10,000. This is such a unique thing about Rain and Reveal. I feel like this kind of system isn't implemented in other MLMs where it's like, hey, you want to be able to sell our product in person? You don't have to buy it all outright, just send us a deposit, and if you have to return it, you'll get your deposits back. In theory, I feel like this is a good idea. Unfortunately, we have evidence to say that in the case of Reveal and Rain, this doesn't appear to be a real working system.
After I resigned, I was talking to my husband and I said, you know what I think is going to happen? This is before I knew anything that I know now. I said, you know what I think is going to happen? I think I'm going to send back this inventory and they're going to send me a letter saying that I didn't send it all back and that I owe them money. I just had this stinking feeling. I felt that there wasn't something right. Amanda was doing lives from the bowling alley telling us to go work the weekend. Amanda, girl, I am on to you. I am so on to you, Amanda. I have all of the inventory in a box. It's all boxed up. It was raining outside. I didn't want to deal with the rain in this box. And so I didn't take it. And that's when I had told him that I felt like even if I did send it back, they were going to say I didn't. And they were going to, want to charge me more, whatever, that I wasn't even comfortable taking that box or sending that box back yet. It was about 2 days later after I had this conversation with him, and I still haven't taken the box to the post office. The deposits that the consultants pay and are supposed to receive back when they return the inventory back, they're instead sending the consultants letters saying they didn't send it all back and that they owe them money and they are keeping the deposits. So Amanda, keep the 500, babe. It's on me. I don't want it back. I know you're not going to give it back. I'm on to you, girl. I'm on to you. That is the worst kind of worst. That's criminal. Amanda, I'm not afraid of you.
I'm going to leave links to Myah's videos in the description, and I highly recommend you listen to her story in full because, like I've mentioned, there are accusations there that I didn't include here to protect myself, but quite frankly, Myah gives zero fucks and spills the hottest tea. She's amazing, she's wonderful, and she has helped me so tremendously with this video. One of the accusations that I will include here, though, however, is the authenticity of the 925 sterling silver supposedly used in the jewelry. In one of Myah's lives, she uses a testing solution she bought on Amazon, and none of the pieces she tests comes back as sterling silver.
It's not real. It's not real. Is it pretty jewelry? Yes. Is it sterling silver? The ones that I've tried that are stamped that I've tested are not. And I couldn't not do this live without apologizing to every single person who ever bought anything from me from this company. I promise you I didn't know until last night. I promise you I didn't know. My husband said, "Aren't you afraid?" And I said, "No, because I didn't know." But I'm telling you now, you guys, don't trust this company. If you're an advisor, don't give them any more deposits. Get out while you can.
I do want to put this out there, though. I've heard that these tests aren't always accurate and that you should take the pieces to an actual jeweler to know for sure, but just use this information as a cautionary measure. Because see, the thing is, is I've seen a lot of videos of people opening these bath bombs for people, and every single time, like I mentioned earlier, there's a price tag on the pieces, and it's always like $100, $200, oftentimes more. If they're selling these bath bombs for $20 or less, how is this company making a profit when every single ring has a suggested retail price of upwards of $100? It doesn't add up. Myah even said that she's never seen an SRP sticker lower than $129, and she's opened hundreds of these things. With that all being said, I'm not definitively saying that the pieces aren't what Reveal says they are. I'm just saying that from a financial standpoint and from a business standpoint, the numbers don't add up to me. Myah also discovered something odd after her resignation. COVID had just hit, and businesses were struggling. I'm sure we've all heard of PPP loans by now, right?
Do y'all know what a payment protection program loan is? Do y'all know what that is, girls? That is a loan that they put into effect when the coronavirus pandemic started. Businesses can apply for these loans and they don't have to pay them back. Amanda, girl, two PPP loans? Woo, girl! $140,000 to pay your payroll?
So there's some interesting stuff here. I've been sent records of 2 different PPP loans that Amanda claimed under the company name Kalo Jewelry, doing business as Reveal. The first one was approved for $140,000 to be used to fund payroll. The odd thing here is that it says the amount of jobs retained was 315. My sources have told me that when they worked closely with Amanda, there were maybe 20 to 30 employees. That seems more like it, honestly. I mean, I can't imagine that Amanda has hundreds of people making bath bombs for her. This source also told me that Amanda told all of them that the loan never went through because of this error in reporting, but the website says the loan was approved on April 13th, 2020 and was either paid in full or forgiven. Then again, in April 2021, a loan was approved for $157,437. This time, the jobs reported correctly. And listen, I know a lot of businesses needed these loans. COVID messed up a lot of things for a lot of people, but in this instance, I personally don't like what I'm seeing. If we take Amanda's word for it, we know for sure that she's got one of these loans. Depending on who you talk to, they'll tell you she got the second one too. I don't want to state this as fact though, but at the very least, she definitely applied for both of them. There's at least evidence to suggest that she did, because this is all public record. September 22nd, 2020, Amanda posted these pictures to her Facebook with the tags #TimeForBlueprints, #Can'tEvenWait, #PinchMe. The comment section is filled of congratulations and people drooling all over these pictures. Supposedly, according to Amanda, this is the house she's building, or at least the inspiration for the blueprints of the house she was building. One of her friends commented, "Oh my god, I thought you were building a house, not a mansion. Congratulations." Amanda responded, "LOL girl, we have 5 kids at home." So I'm sorry, but this really is a mansion. This kind of real estate must be costing her millions. So why did she find the need to apply for a PPP loan only 5 months prior to posting about this house, and then again 7 months later? Certainly you could have afforded to pay your employees if you have the funds to build a mansion, right? That's not even it though. So just to reiterate the timeline, April 2021, Kalo accepts a PPP loan. June 25th, 2021, only 2 months later, Amanda posted these pictures to her Facebook page, including a poker tournament buy-in receipt for $10,000. Her husband's Facebook page also confirmed that he would be accompanying her for a second buy-in of $10,000. Each receipt has only one of their names on it, so we know they bought into this poker tournament at least twice, equaling a minimum of $20,000 spent simply buying into a poker tournament in Vegas. Also, check out that Louis Vuitton in Amanda's picture. That's still not it. September 22nd, 2021, Amanda posts this picture to her Facebook page. A few weeks prior, she had actually posted pictures of the beginning of this project, but yes, you're seeing this correctly. They built a bowling alley in their basement. There have been other extravagant spending sprees reported to me during this time as well, but I couldn't find the substantial evidence of those things, so I left them out. But even the proof we do have, show me where you couldn't have found $150,000 to pay your employees. As I was scripting this video, this report came out of the U.S. Department of Justice, where a text Texas man was sentenced to over 9 years in prison for fraudulently obtaining $1.6 million in PPP loans. Specifically, the article says that he falsely represented the number of employees and payroll expenses in each of the PPP loan applications. Well, based on what we know here, it's my personal opinion that things don't add up, and I think that there's been some funny business here. But hey, do your own research, make your own decision on that. To me, though, this is bad. Like, this is really messed up, and I would love to see this be further investigated by the proper authorities. I just want to include this video here to kind of show what kind of person Amanda is too, but we're jumping around the timeline a little bit because I didn't really know where to put this. But when I watched this video, I was so disgusted, and I think you will be too. On the night of March 2nd, 2020, a tornado outbreak ravaged through Tennessee. One of the tornadoes impacted areas near Cookeville, which is where Amanda operates her businesses. This tornado outbreak killed 25 people and injured 309. Over 70,000 people did not have power, and the total damage of the event reached over $1.6 billion. On the morning of March 3rd, 2020, what do you think Amanda was doing? Well, she was filming the wreckage and providing commentary, of course. I'm just going to show you the highlights of her video because this whole video is like 15 minutes long of this, just in case you weren't angry enough already while watching this video. She's filming in the parking lot of her warehouse. Everything is in shambles, but somehow the warehouse made it out fairly unscathed. One of the comments here says, "So sad, but God sure protected you and the company. Praise him for that, and continued prayers for survivors and families and all rescue/utility workers." Yeah, ma'am, I'm sure your morally upstanding God really felt a need to only protect Amanda's warehouse. That's definitely what it is. A few minutes in, she's standing there filming rescue workers as they're literally pulling someone out of a pile of rubble, and all she can say is, "Oh, thank Jesus." You know, I'm pretty sure they would have been better off if Jesus had just not let a tornado ravage the town, but go off, sis.
Like, this is just so terrible. These homes. Oh dear God, they're rescuing someone. Oh, praise Jesus. Oh my God. Okay, I'm turning the phone on.
Every time she turns her phone camera back on, she makes sure to tell you how far away all of this destruction is from the Reveal warehouse. It's clear that this is content for her. As she walks through the destruction and points and oohs and ahs at all the rubble, she's completely dissociated from what's going on around her. There's no emotion in her voice. This is all for content.
As a company, we're just going to try all that we're going to do, all that we can.
Speaking of that, the video description literally says this: go to revealproducts.com to help support the community that needs our help so desperately. 100% of profits go to families affected by this horrific storm. I don't want to say that she didn't donate 100% of profits, but this just doesn't really seem like a time to be advertising your business and pandering for sales. And how long are you running this promotion for, Amanda? Because it's been nearly 2 years and the description hasn't changed. I'm absolutely positive you're not still donating to this cause. Either way, this statement in the video is so vague and her words don't feel genuine to me at all.
This area, actually, one of our staff members' daycare was right here, and they lived at that location. We just found out that they did not make it. The husband and the wife and the son, from what I understand. This is just absolutely crazy.
And to top it all off, she throws in the whole, oh my God, we just found out that the people who lived here died and we're all so sad. As she just films and films and films a location where people had literally died less than 24 hours prior. Anyway, I'm sure you can see why I needed to share this with you. I'm just grossed out at how tone deaf Amanda is. So, what is Reveal and Rain up to today? Well, for one, they're selling mugs that you can also buy at the Dollar Tree and selling them for $37 each. I wish I was joking. Well, first of all, let me start here. It's December, and as I'm writing this, their seasonal tab still has Halloween stuff, so I'm happy to see that they're keeping their website up to date. But anyway, yeah, so they're getting some of their supply from the same place that the Dollar Tree does. The people who sent me this were like, oh my God, look, she's getting mugs from the Dollar Tree and marking them up. But no, I'm sure it's even worse than that. I personally believe that she's getting them for the same wholesale price that the Dollar Tree does. If the Dollar Tree can sell them for $1 and still make a profit, you know that these are cheap as hell. And Reveal is just out here putting jewelry of questionable authenticity in them and feeling filling them with paraffin wax and selling them at top dollar. And while we're talking about the products, it seems like a lot of them are made in some DIY kind of conditions. In this video I was sent, they're seen making their spider jewelry surprise candles by hand. You can even see in this part that the person pouring the hot wax is wearing sandals. Yeah, that's really safe and sanitary. If this were like someone's Etsy shop or something, I'd say more power to them, but this is a decent sized MLM with hundreds, if not thousands of distributors working under them. This is a large scale DIY project. For now, that's all I'm comfortable with sharing with you guys regarding Kalo/Rain/reveal, but please, if you want to tell your story and you have any other receipts to back up parts I missed, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to make as many follow-up videos as needed to spread the word about this company. People have been hurt by them and I just want to see justice for those people. But now it's time to thank my patrons and my members, with Griffin screeching in the background, sorry. But guys, these are my financial supporters. They get access to our Discord server, early access to videos, we have a postcard club, and other fun stuff. So if any of that sounds good to you, you can go to patreon.com/SavannahMarie, or you can click the join button beneath this video. Whatever platform you want to join on works for me, it's all the same. And with that, the biggest thank you in the whole wide world goes to Cecilia Dudek, Elizabeth Wyatt, Nitty Dragon, Leanne, Marion Barajas, Meredith Nakata, Molly Wasilewski, Ryamu, Tiff C, Turd Ferguson, hashtag Get the W Weatherington Law, Alice W, Amanda Shannon, Amy Huffman, April Lindblom, Boris Geller, Casey Scraper, Katrina Rosemarick, Claire T, Danae Twitchell, Daniel Urena, E. Higgins, Erica Louder-Craddock, Jerry Duncan, Heidi Ha. Griffin has a loud music making toy in the background if you can hear it. I'm so sorry. Julia Wheeler, Kelly Creffield, Kim Cartwright, Critter, Laura Lynn Martin, Lizzie McQueen, Maddie Darley, Rachel McHenry, Samantha Jackson, Stephanie Hell, Tuesday the 13th, Kazanis, J. Marie, Auntie Lou, Colin F., Jess Kronfeld, Krista Scantlin, Sarah Fisher, Liz Plantasy, Tiffany Brust, and Fallon Lowry. And to the rest of my wonderful, fabulous supporters, thank you so much for being here and for being you. And even if you're not a financial supporter of mine, thank you for making it to the end of this video. Griffin also says thank you. Thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to click my link down below, use my code, snag that sweet deal, and eat some yummy food. Keep making waves, babes. I will smell you all later. Mommy Tsunami, out.